What's going on? Jake here with Uncommon EDC, and today we're taking a look at the CJRB Pyrite Lite. Now, we have taken a look at the Pyrite Lite on the channel in the past, but this time around it's coming in with upgraded steel. So this time for our blade steel, we're getting AR-SFII, which is sort of the successor to AR-RPM9. Both of these are in-house steels for CJRB and Artisan Cutlery. Although with AR-RPM9, we did see them license that out to other brands, so we may see that with SF2 as well. Now, SF2 is more comparable to a spray form version of 154 cm, only with more vanadium. And so at a price point of only $53, really excellent deal for a steel that's going to come in comparable to 154 cm. Now, obviously, I don't have any experience with this. It's a pretty new steel, so definitely excited to see how that holds up, if that holds to be true, but definitely looking forward to spending more time with this one. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description where you can find this one if you're interested in picking one up. Now, I know we went over all of this in the previous Pyrite Lite video, and the specs for the most part are going to be the same, but we'll go over them again for those that either didn't watch the video or if it's been a while and just need a refresher. So 7.6 inches in overall length, so pretty mid-sized knife. We get 4 1/4 inches on our FRN handles here. Then that's plenty of real estate for the full 4-finger grip. The ergos here are pretty solid, but it does have a finger choil. And for me, the ergos up here are near perfect, just feels a lot more well balanced. And I'm able to take full advantage of the jimping, where in the kind of back position, I'm only using the back half of it, but in that forward position, I'm able to fully utilize the jimping, which is fairly deep, but spread apart. So not overly aggressive, but it is pretty grabbing. So pretty solid on the jimping there. Now, in terms of our handle, we do get the FRN scales, and so the pattern on here is very reminiscent of what we saw on the Artisan Cutlery Tradition when we took a look at that recently, and I liked it there, so obviously I like it here as well. It does add a little bit of texturing, and I think it looks better than just plain scales here. Nice contouring on that FRN as well. Underneath here, we do have nested liners that do extend the entire length of the handle, and that's really nice because we're able to keep this super lightweight still. 2.54 ounces is what I weighed this one in at, and so very comparable to something like the Bug Out, and at a price point of much lower than the Bug Out, I think this makes for an excellent budget alternative. With the extended liners here, where the Bug Out, it terminates a little bit after the axis lock and the rest is just FRN. With that extended liner, you get a little bit more rigidity. Now you can see there's still just a tiny bit of flex there, but very minimal. It's going to be a lot more stable and stronger than what you're getting in the Bug Out, although I've never had issues with that either. It does add a little bit of confidence to carrying this one. Now we have a tip-up deep carry pocket clip set up in the right hand configuration out of the box, but that is swappable to left hand carry, of course. We have a lanyard slot there in the back, a little bit of a tight fit for 550 paracord, but I think you'll have no problem threading that through, and once you do, obviously it'll work fine with 550, or you can even use some narrower cordage there. We have a button lock for our locking mechanism, really smooth out of the box as well. Very minimal button stick. There still is some, but that's to be expected with button locks. It just usually comes with some button stick, and over time it will work itself out. This one's so minimal that I'm sure when it does work itself in, it's going to be pretty much nothing in terms of the button stick. So really nice action on there. The implied detent here is also really solid. You can see we get that super snappy action. It does take a bit of effort to get it going, but once you snap out of there, it really snaps into that open position. For our blade, we get a 3.34 inch Wharncliffe style blade. One of my favorite blade shapes, so obviously love seeing that here. Near full flat grind on here, nice stone wash finish. CJRB etched right up against the handle there. And this is 3.34 inches in length, but with that sharpening tool, it ends up being closer to 3 inches. Again, AR-SF2 for our blade steel there. Like the placement of the thumb stud, add that cutting edge, it tucked nicely into the handle there. And I really like the orange anodization there that kind of matches with those handles. Just gives it a really nice pop to those thumb studs. Overall, just a really cool knife. Same kind of thoughts as I had on it originally. I still carry the original Pyrite Lite a decent amount just because it's so lightweight. It's an easy one to grab onto and just toss in the pocket when you're walking the dog and you just have on like your basketball shorts or even your sweats in the winter. It's not going to weigh them down too much being so lightweight, only 2.54 ounces. So just an excellent weight to length ratio there. Let me know what you think of this one though down in the comments below. Once again, I'll make sure to link it in the description if you'd like to pick one up. As always, if you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, subscribing, or checking out some of my other content. It all does help the channel out a ton, and I hope you have a great one. Take care.